The Senate elections are just as important as the presidential elections. Today, we are going to review with you the shocking results of the latest polls in a short and concise way. By the end of this video, you will understand everything very clearly. Let's get started. The Senate map for 2024 presents a challenging landscape for Democrats. Out of the 34 seats up for election, 23 are currently held by Democrats and only 11 by Republicans. Many of these Democratic seats are in highly competitive states, making the path to retaining their majority difficult. Let's take a look at the states up for grabs and the latest polling data to see how the races are shaping up. Starting on the West Coast, Hawaii is the first state we can safely categorize as a Democratic stronghold. Incumbent Senator Mazie Hirono is running for her third term, and given Hawaii's solid blue history, there are no recent polls, but it's safe to assume it will remain a Democratic state. In Washington, Senator Maria Cantwell is expected to secure her fifth term. A recent poll from Public Policy Polling shows her leading by 23 points over her Republican opponent, Dr. Raul Garcia, making Washington another solid blue state. California, with its significant political weight, also leans heavily Democratic. The latest poll from the Public Policy Institute of California shows Adam Schiff leading by 31 points over former LA Dodger Steve Garvey. This consistent polling indicates California will remain a solid Democratic state. Nevada's Senate race is competitive, with incumbent Democrat Jackie Rosen seeking re-election. Recent polling from RMG Research shows Rosen leading by a narrow margin of 5 points over Republican Sam Brown, making Nevada a leaning Democratic state for now. Montana is one of the closest races this cycle. Although a traditionally red state, Democratic incumbent John Tester is seeking a fourth term. His main challenger, Tim Sheehy, is currently leading by 5 points in the most recent poll, making Montana a lean Republican state. Wyoming is reliably Republican, and although there are no current polls, it is safe to categorize it as a solid red state, with incumbent Senator John Barrasso expected to win re-election easily. Utah will see a new senator as Mitt Romney is not running for re-election. The Republican candidate, likely John Curtis, is expected to win easily in this traditionally red state. Arizona's race has been interesting due to Senator Kyrsten Sinema's party switch to independent. However, she is not running for re-election, leaving Democrat Ruben Gallego and Republican Kari Lake in a tight race. The latest poll from Emerson College shows Gallego leading by 4 points, making Arizona a leaning Democratic state. In New Mexico, Democratic Senator Martin Heinrich is running for his third term. A recent poll shows him leading Republican candidate Nelly Dominguez by 4 points, making New Mexico a leaning Democratic state. Texas, with incumbent Senator Ted Cruz running for a third term, shows a strong Republican advantage. The latest poll indicates Cruz leading by 8 points over Democrat Colin Allred, making Texas a likely Republican state. Mississippi and Tennessee are both solidly Republican. Senator Roger Wicker is expected to win easily in Mississippi, and Senator Marsha Blackburn is leading by 21 points in Tennessee, making both states solid red. Florida, a state that has trended Republican in recent years, has incumbent Senator Rick Scott leading by 4 points in the latest poll. This makes Florida a leaning Republican state. Virginia, with Democratic Senator Tim Kaine seeking a third term, shows a likely Democratic win. The latest poll has Kaine leading by 10 points over his Republican challenger, Hung Sao. West Virginia, a traditionally Republican state, will likely flip red as Democratic Senator Joe Manchin is not running for re-election. Republican candidate Jim Justice is leading by 33 points in the latest poll, making West Virginia a solid red state. North Dakota and Nebraska are both expected to remain Republican. In North Dakota, Senator Kevin Cramer is leading by 37 points, and in Nebraska, Senator Deb Fischer is leading by 26 points, making both states solidly red. Missouri's Senate race has Republican incumbent Josh Hawley leading by 9 points, making it a likely Republican state. In Minnesota, Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar is running for a fourth term and is expected to win easily, leading by over 20 points in the latest polls, making Minnesota a solid blue state. Wisconsin's race is competitive, with Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin seeking re-election. She is leading by 11 points in the latest poll, making Wisconsin a likely Democratic state. Michigan's race is open as Senator Debbie Stabenow is retiring. Democrat Alyssa Slotkin is leading by 5 points over Republican Mike Rogers, making Michigan a leaning Democratic state. In Indiana, Republican Jim Banks is favored to win the open seat, leading by 10 points in the latest poll, making Indiana a likely Republican state. Ohio's race is competitive, with Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown seeking re-election in a traditionally Republican state. He is leading by 4 points in the latest poll, making Ohio a leaning Democratic state. Pennsylvania, with Democratic Senator Bob Casey Jr. seeking re-election, shows a leaning Democratic state as Casey is leading by 5 points in the latest poll. In the reliably blue states of Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey, Democrats are expected to win easily. In Maryland, Democratic nominee Angela Alsobrooks is leading by 8 points, making it a likely Democratic state. Delaware's Democratic nominee, likely Lisa Blunt Rochester, is expected to win easily, making it a solid blue state. In New Jersey, Democratic Representative Andy Kim is leading by 7 points, making it a likely Democratic state. New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut are all expected to remain solidly blue. Senators Kirsten Gillibrand in New York, Bernie Sanders in Vermont, Elizabeth Warren in Massachusetts, Sheldon Whitehouse in Rhode Island, and Chris Murphy in Connecticut are all expected to win re-election easily. In Maine, Independent Senator Angus King, who caucuses with the Democrats, is leading by 29 points in the latest poll, making Maine a solid blue state. With these projections, the Republicans are favored to win control of the Senate, with 51 seats to the Democrats' 49. However, many races are close, and the final outcome will depend on the campaigns and voter turnout in the coming months. Thank you for tuning into Election Insights. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay informed and stay tuned for more. See you in the next video.